Who's ready for 5 free winners on Tuesday? Back with another edition of the Power 5 winning day on the show yesterday. As a reminder, you can always comment down below as I'm going through these selections. In today's Champions League action, I will lay the -1 with Atalanta against Club Brugge, 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, Atalanta lost the first leg 2-1 after a controversial penalty was awarded to Brugge 4 minutes into stoppage time. Then, in a clear letdown spot, they played to a 0-0 draw with relegation-threatened Cagliari over the weekend in Serie A. My apologies to those of you that are clients. I bet the over in that match Saturday. Clearly underrated the fact that Atalanta rotated their starting 11. They ended up converting only 3 of 29 crosses into the penalty area. However, Atalanta more than capable of overturning this 1-goal deficit on Tuesday at home. During the league phase, they were number 2 in expected goal difference per 90, trailing only Bayern Munich. They have been one of the top 3 teams in Italy this season. Meanwhile, Bruges, they only created 0.6 XG in last week's first leg despite winning. That's after barely qualifying for this playoff round, only due to a better goal difference than Dinamo Zagreb. And while unbeaten in their last 4 home matches in Europe, Bruges has not had much success here in Italy, winning only 1 of their previous 11 visits. That's with 7 losses. They were also down 2-0 over the weekend in domestic action against a lesser opponent before rallying for a draw. Yes, another draw would get them through here, but I just do not see that happening. Let's bet Atalanta to win by 2 or more goals this afternoon. Let's now move to college basketball. First things first, my best bet for Tuesday is available right now on my page, wt.buzz/pp, for just $5 on a 7-2 run in college hoops right now. So heating up just in time for March Madness. Had a huge 5% winner over the weekend on Texas Moneyline. Not to mention, brought off the broom last Tuesday for a 3-0 sweep, which included a $5 best bet on Michigan Moneyline over Purdue. Tonight's best bet, again, just $5, not a Moneyline play. Instead, I'm taking the points with a live dog. Speaking of live dogs, talked about them on the morning wager with Mark Zinno. I like number 13 Purdue plus 3.5 at number 14 Michigan State, 7 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. The Boilermakers have to be wondering what happened after a 94-84 home loss on Saturday where Wisconsin just shot the lights out, including 72% in the second half. That's 2 straight losses now for Purdue, who, as I mentioned earlier, lost to Michigan last Tuesday, but this is only the second time all season the Boilermakers have dropped back-to-back games. They've yet to lose 3 in a row. We get them catching points here against the Michigan State team, who had a very different second half than Purdue on Saturday. Sparty, they were able to rally from a 16-point deficit at Illinois by closing the game on a 15-0 run as the Fighting Illini missed their final 19 shots. So just to summarize, Purdue's opponent last Saturday shot 72% in the second half. Michigan State's opponent last Saturday missed its final 19 shots. Can we say regression to the mean? This is kind of a letdown spot as well for Michigan State, as that win over Illinois gave Tom Izzo the record for most all-time victories in Big Ten play. Again, Michigan State's not going to shoot 72% in the second half like Wisconsin did against Purdue. After all, Sparty is one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the country, nor is Purdue going to miss its final 19 shots like Illinois did. So take the points here. We have another top 25 matchup on Tuesday as I adjust my chair, which is falling down. Pardon me. We have another top 25 matchup on Tuesday. That's number 7, Texas A&M at number 21, Mississippi State. This one tips off 7 p.m. Eastern on the SEC Network. I would lay the short number, -2.5 here with Mississippi State. Maybe even consider the money line because it's down to -135. I know A&M has been hot with 5 straight wins, but most of them have been close. And the Aggies are extremely reliant on Wade Taylor, who had 18 points in Saturday's 69-61 win over Arkansas. I bet Arkansas plus 8.5 in that game, which, it should be noted, was tied with 8 minutes to go. I'm still covered by the hook. Remember, though, A&M also trailed Georgia by 9 at halftime last week. Another game that was at home. Now they have to go on the road, face a Mississippi State team that's coming off a big win over rival Ole Miss. The Bulldogs led by as many as 19 in that game, which was on the road. They didn't even shoot the ball that well. Still scored 81 points. At home, I think Mississippi State defends A&M well. They've got the necessary size to battle on the interior, and I don't trust A&M shooting on the road. Another unranked home team is favored over a top 25 opponent on Tuesday, and that's BYU hosting number 23 Kansas. 9 p.m. Eastern tip on in Provo, pardon me, of course. Kansas won't be ranked for much longer if they keep losing. Bill Self's team is 5-5 straight up and 2-8 ATS over its last 10 games after losing 76-67 at Utah on Saturday. It's a game where they never led, did very little right. Meanwhile, BYU is off a very impressive 80-65 win here at home over Kansas State, covering as 8-point favorites. Kansas State came into that game as one of the hottest teams in the entire country, but BYU held them to 41% shooting. The way to beat this BYU team is by making threes. But the problem for Kansas is that outside of Zeke Mayo, the rest of the team shoot just 29% from behind the arc in the last 6 games. The Jayhawks have not scored more than 73 points any of the last 5 games. I know the unranked home favorite Baylor failed last night against a ranked Arizona team, but the trend is still close to 67% straight up since 2020. I think BYU wins here. Play them on the money line. Looking at the WagerTalk live on screen, you can still get them minus 142 at DraftKings. One more real quick. I like Marquette minus 17.5 against Seton Hall. Golden Eagles due for some positive 3-point variance after going 30 of 108. That's 27.8% from 3 the last 4 games. That includes a 4 of 25 performance last time out against DePaul, a game Marquette still won by 10 points. Golden Eagles now 0-4 ATS last 4, though, as they were laying 16 to DePaul. So why lay the big number here? Simple. In addition to the positive 3-point variance I'm expecting here, we are also catching Seton Hall in a massive letdown spot after the Pirates pulled a shocking upset over UConn this past weekend in overtime. Before that 1-point win, they'd lost 9 in a row. Oh, by the way, Marquette's been off for a week, so they're a better team, better rested. And even if the 3-point shooting doesn't improve a ton, we can rely on a defense that's top 20 in the country per KenPom, facing a Seton Hall offense that is 294th. Quick recap of the Power 5 for you. The Champions League, like Atalanta minus 1 against Club Brugge. Moving to college hoops, I like Purdue plus 3.5 at Michigan State. I like Mississippi State laying a short number against Texas A&M at home. You can play the money line there as well. BYU money line over Kansas, and Marquette minus 17.5 against Seton Hall. Again, feel free to comment down below with any of your thoughts. A reminder to head on over to wt.buzz/pp to pick up my best bet for today. Again, it's only $5. It's the case every Tuesday at WagerTalk. It's also the last day to take advantage of that 30-day special I've been talking about on the show in recent days. You get every winner I release for the next 30 days for less than $8 per day. Again, I'm on a 7-2 run in college hoops. That's going to do it for me. Hope you enjoyed the show. Smash that like button if you did. Make sure you subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. And until next time, let's catch some tickets.